Have you ever met someone who donates money, helps in big visible ways, supports temples, charities, and friends? Yet one sharp sentence from them can cut like a knife and wipe out all the warmth you felt before. Have you ever wondered why a single moment of anger can destroy years of good deeds, while a single moment of patience can completely change the direction of a relationship, a family, even a lifetime? Welcome back to the channel, my friend. I am glad you are here again, walking this strange and beautiful path of awareness, wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, practice, and destiny. Today we are going to explore a teaching that sounds simple on the surface but can shake the way we look at life. Why endless acts of giving may still not equal one sincere moment of forbearance and compassion. Many of us grew up with the idea that being good means giving more, donating more, helping others whenever we can. Giving is wonderful. Without generosity, this world would be much colder. But in the teachings of the Buddha and in the wisdom tradition of many old masters, there is a very subtle reminder: if you give with a mind full of pride, impatience, anger, and judgment, your giving is like pouring clear water into a muddy vessel. The container stains the water. On the other hand, a single moment when you truly hold back your anger, truly forgive, truly respond with compassion when you had every reason to fight back, that moment can generate a depth of merit and transformation that no amount of money alone can buy. This is not theory. It is something you can see in your own life, in your own body, in your relationships. So in this long story, let us walk into the real world, meet a few people, watch how they encounter conflict, see what happens when they explode, and what happens when they endure. Along the way we will talk about how patience is not weak, how forbearance is not surrender, and how one thought of compassion can shift the karma of many years. Imagine a man named Daniel. On paper, he was a very good person. He made generous donations every year. When there was a fundraising campaign for disaster relief, his name was always somewhere on the list. Sometimes quietly, sometimes publicly. He helped his relatives with money when they were in trouble. When his company organized charity events, he was always supportive. People said, "Daniel has such good fortune. He gives so much. No wonder his business is doing well." And yet, if you stepped into his home on an ordinary evening, you would see a different side. His wife, Sarah, had grown used to walking on eggshells. She never knew what phrase might trigger him. If dinner was a few minutes late, he would slam his chopsticks and say, "You know how hard I work and you cannot even get this right." If the children spilled something by accident, he would shout, "You are useless. Do you know how much this cost?" He did not hit them, but his words did. When traffic annoyed him, he cursed loudly. When a waiter made a mistake at a restaurant, he raised his voice and humiliated them. He could not tolerate small inconveniences, small imperfections, small delays. In temples, he bowed sincerely. At home, he scolded freely. One day, his teenage daughter, Emily, came home late from school. There had been a group project and then some casual chatting with friends. She had not realized how quickly the time passed. When she walked through the door, Daniel was waiting, his face dark. "Do you know what time it is? Do you think this is a hotel? You come and go as you please." She tried to explain about the project, but he cut her off, his tone growing sharper, his words more and more cruel. He called her irresponsible, ungrateful, lazy. He compared her to children of his friends who knew how to behave. Something in Emily snapped. She did not scream back. She just went to her room, closed the door, and did not come out for the rest of the night. In the silence of that closed door, something invisible tore. It was just another justified lecture. To his daughter, it was one more crack in her trust. She began to think, "My father does good things outside, but inside he does not see me. He does not hear me. He only sees his expectation." Years later, when she was an adult, she would say, I respect that my father helps many people. But as a child, I did not feel safe with him. I always felt like a burden. This is the part of cause and effect that is easy to overlook. We focus on the big visible giving and ignore the small daily hits of anger. The tiny stabs of impatience that leave scars on hearts. The old teaching that says 10 directions of merit cannot compare to one moment of forbearance and compassion is pointing exactly at this. Our inner attitude at the critical moment not only affects our own future but also shapes the hearts of others in ways that are far more powerful than material gifts. Now let us look at a different scene. In another city lived a woman named Aisha. She was not rich. She did not have big donations on record. But there was something about her presence that people remembered. She worked at a small grocery store. She stood behind the counter, day after day, scanning items, answering questions, dealing with impatient customers. Her life was simple, even repetitive. But her heart was not dull. She was practicing something quietly that she never announced as practice. She had a small habit before starting work. She would close her eyes for a minute and think, "May I not spread my anger to others? May I be patient with whatever comes? May I remember that the person in front of me might be carrying pain I cannot see." It did not make her perfect. She still got tired. She still felt annoyed. But she used those moments as her training ground. One evening, just before closing time, a man rushed in. He looked tense, eyes red, movements restless. He grabbed several items without really looking at prices and placed them on the counter. When Aisha told him the total, he checked his wallet and realized he had brought less money than he thought. He suddenly exploded, accusing the store of raising prices, muttering that everything was unfair, that life was squeezing him. He said things that were rude, his voice rising, hands shaking. Aisha felt a surge of irritation. Her body reacted first. Her shoulders tensed. A heat rose in her chest. I thought flashed, "You have no right to talk to me like this. It is not my fault you did not bring enough money." She was about to snap back. Then her training appeared. In that one instant, she remembered her morning intention. She took a slow breath. She looked more closely at the man. His clothes were worn. There were dark circles under his eyes. There was a hospital bracelet still on his wrist. In that pause, her anger softened. Instead of fighting, she said calmly, "I am sorry that things feel hard today. How much do you have with you? We can see what is essential for you to take now. If you need the medicine most, keep that. We can put some other things back and you can come another time when it is easier." Her voice was not overly sweet, not pretending everything was fine. It was just steady, grounded, human. The man froze. The storm inside him seemed to lose its air. He blinked, then said more quietly, "My daughter is in the hospital. I thought I had enough. I am just so tired." They rearranged the items. He paid what he could. As he left, he looked back once and said softly, "Thank you for not shouting at me. If you had, I think I would have broken." That evening, when Aisha walked home, she did not have more money in her pocket. She had, in fact, given a small discount. But her heart felt strangely light. That one moment of patience had done several things at once. It stopped her own anger from spilling out and poisoning the air. It gave a stranger who was already on the edge a chance to breathe instead of collapse. It planted in his mind the memory that not everyone in the world is out to fight him, that there are places of kindness even in exhaustion. From a karmic perspective, it also created a powerful seed in her own stream of consciousness, a seed that would ripen as more ease in future conflicts, as more inner strength, as more opportunities to receive understanding when she herself is in pain. This is why the old masters say that the merit of patience is hard to measure. It is not loud. It does not have a receipt, but it goes deep. We can see a similar dynamic in families. Think of a child growing up in a home where mistakes are met with screaming, where little errors are punished harshly, where weaknesses are laughed at or criticized. Even if that child is showered with gifts, even if the parents spend money on the best schools and clothes, the child's nervous system learns one core lesson: the world is not safe. I am only loved when I do everything right. Now think of another home where the family is not wealthy, where there is no extra money for big luxuries, but where, when a child makes a mistake, the parents take a breath before reacting. They may feel angry for a moment, but they choose to calm down. They explain. They guide. They sometimes discipline. But they do not humiliate. They do not stab with words. They do not call their child name. In that home, the child's nervous system learns a different lesson. I am not perfect, but I am held. When I fail, I am corrected, but not destroyed. Which child is more likely to grow up with inner stability, kindness, and the capacity to face the ups and downs of life? The answer is clear. So when the teaching says no amount of giving can match one sincere act of forbearance and compassion, it is not denying the value of generosity. It is telling us to look more carefully at the mind that gives and the mind that endures. In Buddhist teachings, there is a list of perfections that lead to awakening generosity: morality, patience, concentration, and wisdom. Notice that patience is right there. Not as a minor item, but as a key element. It's between ethics and deeper meditation for a reason. Without patience, you cannot keep your ethical vows when you are provoked, and you cannot sit still long enough to cultivate concentration. Generosity without patience is like a tree that gives fruit but whose roots are shallow. The first strong storm of criticism, loss, or insult uproots it. Patience is the root system that holds everything in place. Let us visit another story, closer to formal practice. There was a young man, Eric, who had a strong interest in Dharma. He read many books, watched many talks, memorized quotations about compassion and emptiness. He gave regularly to monasteries and charities. When his teacher spoke about the value of patience, he nodded, thinking, yes, I understand. One should not get angry. My temper is not that bad anyway. Then, one year, his company went through downsizing. After years of loyal work, he was suddenly informed that his position would be eliminated. He felt shocked, then furious. He thought, how could they do this to me? I always stayed late. I helped my team. This is so unfair. He went home and ranted for hours. He shouted about hypocritical management, about how stupid his colleagues were, about how everything was corrupt. His partner tried to soothe him, but he snapped at them too. That evening, his teacher happened to call, just to check in. Eric poured out his anger. He expected the teacher to fully agree with him, to say, yes, this is unjust. You are right to be enraged. Instead, the teacher listened in silence and then asked a simple question. In this moment, is your anger helping you see clearly what to do next? Or is it burning your energy and hurting the people around you? Eric paused. His first reaction was to argue. But they are wrong. The teacher gently added, I am not asking whether they are right or wrong. I am asking what your anger is doing to your own mind and to your loved ones right now. If anger could solve this, you would already be safe. Has it solved anything? Eric had to admit that it had not. It had made him feel like a victim. It had made his home atmosphere heavy. It had scattered his mind so much that he could not even think clearly about his options. The teacher continued, losing a job is painful. You are allowed to feel shock and sadness. But this moment is also your exam in patience. All your donation, all your chanting, all your reading are preparing you for this. If you can remain patient, not passive but grounded, in the face of this storm, you will protect your mind. If you let anger run wild, you will harm yourself more deeply than the company ever could. The words were not easy to hear. He felt his pride resist. But later that night, lying in bed, he realized the truth in them. Over the next days, Each time anger rose, he practiced what he had learned in meditation, watching his breath, feeling the tightness in his chest without feeding it with stories, repeating quietly, "May I not harm myself and others with this anger. May I respond with clarity." He still sent a clear, strong letter to the company, asking for fair treatment and benefits. He still looked for new work actively. Patience did not mean he became a doormat, but his actions came from a calmer place, not from a burning impulse to attack. Months later, he found a new job that suited him better, with a healthier environment. Looking back, he realized that if he had followed his first rage, he might have sent emails or made public posts that would have damaged his reputation. He might have poisoned relationships that could later help him. In this sense, his moment of patience had protected him from long-term damage, both karmic and practical. The Buddha's teaching on patience is not only about being nice. It is about protecting our own mind, our own destiny, from being hijacked by anger and resentment. When we endure an insult without blowing up, we are not just being polite. We are actively refusing to let the other person's ignorance pull us down to the same level. We are keeping control over our own karma. But here is an important nuance: patience is not suppression. It is not gritting your teeth while your heart is full of hatred. Real forbearance is a combination of space and clarity. It starts with recognizing your anger honestly, not pretending it is not there. Then it gives that anger room to breathe without immediately acting on it. In that breathing space, understanding can arrive. For example, someone insults you in public. Your face flushes, your heart races. If you have never practiced, you may immediately throw back an insult, maybe even escalate into physical conflict. If you have tried to suppress your anger your whole life, you may say nothing but then go home and explode on your children, or sink into silent bitterness. If you are practicing real patience, something different happens. You feel the physical sensations of anger. You acknowledge inside, "Right now, I am really hurt and angry." You do not deny it, but you also see that responding in the same way will only deepen suffering. So you breathe. Maybe you respond with a calm but firm boundary. Maybe you walk away. Maybe you respond with humor instead of attack. The key difference is that your actions are chosen, not driven blindly by the force of anger. From the view of karma, the moment of conscious choice is incredibly powerful. It is a fork in the road. One path leads to more cycles of retaliation and regret. The other leads to more space, more peace, more wisdom. When the old saying praises one thought of patience and compassion above countless acts of giving, it is emphasizing that this inner fork, this invisible decision, changes the entire direction of your future. There is another layer: patience towards yourself. Many people can be patient with children, with friends, even with strangers, but they are merciless towards their own hearts. When they make a mistake, they attack themselves with harsh words. When they feel jealous, afraid, or weak, they judge themselves as failures. From the Dharma perspective, this inner violence is also a form of anger. It may be quieter, but its effects are deep. It can lead to depression, self-hatred, burnout. Imagine if you could respond to your own flaws with the same patience and compassion you aspire to show others. You forget something important. Instead of saying, "I am so stupid, I never do anything right," you say, "I made a mistake. That hurts, but I am human, and I can learn from this." You lose your temper at someone you love. Instead of sinking into shame and thinking, "I am hopeless," you say, "My anger hurt them, and I feel regret. I will apologize, and I will look more deeply into what triggered me so I can handle it better next time." This does not mean you excuse yourself endlessly. It means you create a supportive inner environment where growth is possible. Without that, even the best teachings cannot take root. So patience is not only about what you show outwardly. It is the atmosphere you create inside. That atmosphere shapes your destiny as much as your choices in the external world. Let us imagine a future version of yourself. In one version, You continue to give generously whenever you can. But you never work on your temper. You keep exploding in traffic. Online, you keep writing cruel comments, saying sharp things, cutting people with your tongue. Your mind is often in a storm. In another version, you may not have much money to give, or you may give quietly without fanfare, but you actively train your patience. You catch your anger earlier and earlier. You choose to soften instead of harden. You apologize when you slip. You use every conflict as a mirror to know yourself better. Which version of you will be more trusted? Which will have deeper relationships? Which will be able to face illness, aging, and death with more peace? The answer again is clear. This is not to say that generosity is unimportant. It is precious. It opens the hand of the heart. It breaks self-centeredness. But if generosity is not paired with patience and compassion, it can become just another way for the ego to feel superior. Have you ever met someone who gives and then reminds you all the time of how much they gave? Who uses their generosity to control others? After everything I have done for you, how dare you disagree with me? That is not pure giving. That is trading. In the language of karma, it is planting seeds that may sprout as resentment in others, not gratitude. When patience and compassion are present, giving becomes humble, quiet, free. You give because you understand that others' suffering is not separate from your own. You give without feeling like a king distributing blessings. And when people cannot repay you or even misunderstand you, you do not immediately turn sour. You can endure that without turning your heart into stone. This is why a single moment of genuine forbearance, where you could have exploded but chose to remain soft and clear, can purify piles of past negativity. In that instant, you are acting from your deeper nature, not from your habitual pattern. You are stepping out of old grooves. Over time, these moments add up. They shape a new kind of fate. Is this easy? No. If it were easy, there would be no need for teachings, no need for practice. When your child makes the same mistake for the 5th time, when your partner touches your most sensitive wound, when your colleague takes credit for your work, when a stranger insults you without reason, your body will react. That reaction is the result of countless past impressions, not just this life but, from the broader karmic view, perhaps many lives. But you are not completely helpless. Every time you manage to hold your anger for a few seconds longer than before, every time you choose a less harmful response, every time you show compassion where there could have been revenge, you are rewriting your script. So the next time you feel proud of your giving, you can gently ask yourself, how is my patience? Do I still snap easily? Do I still talk harshly when I am tired? Do I hold grudges for years? Do I find it hard to let go of past offenses? These questions are not to shame you, but to invite you onto a deeper path. The beauty of the teaching that lifts patience above boundless giving is that it redirects our priorities. It reminds us that the most sacred offerings we can make are not only things we place on altars or money we send to organizations, but the way we treat the people directly in front of us when we are under pressure. Your greatest offering might be the moment you do not hit your child, even though your parents hit you. Your greatest offering might be the moment you speak to your aging parents with respect instead of rolling your eyes. Your greatest offering might be the moment you forgive yourself and decide to start again, instead of sinking forever into self-hatred. These are not visible on donation reports. They are written in the unseen ledger of your heart and in the hearts of those your patience touches. As we come towards the end of this long reflection, let me share something very simple. The next time someone's words pierce you, try this before you respond. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel one breath go all the way in, all the way out. In that brief space, remember that this moment of choice is more precious than 1,000 coins you could drop in a box. If you can respond from your highest understanding instead of your lowest impulse, you have already made an offering to all beings, the offering of not adding more aggression to the world. If you fail, If you explode anyway, do not give up. That is also part of the path. See your own anger clearly. Apologize if you can, and use that regret as motivation to deepen your practice. Little by little, this is how destiny turns. Now I would love to hear from you. Have you ever had an experience where one moment of holding back your anger changed everything? Maybe prevented a breakup, stopped a fight, kept a friendship alive, or healed a family wound? Have you seen someone whose patience impressed you so deeply that you still remember it years later? On the other hand, have you seen how a single outburst of anger can destroy so much trust, even when the person is generous in other ways? If you feel comfortable, share your stories in the comments. Your experience can be a guidepost for someone else listening tonight who is right now standing at the edge of an explosion, wondering if they have the strength to choose patience. If you found value in this journey together, if it reminded you of the hidden power inside your own heart, it would mean a lot if you could subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, or share it with a friend who struggles with anger or feels confused about what real goodness is. Your support helps this space continue so that more people can walk together on this path of awakening. Wisdom, cause and effect, compassion, and practice. As you close this video and return to your life, remember, you may not be able to give millions. You may not have big titles or fame, but you always have one priceless power in your hands, in your tongue, in your chest. The power to choose patience over rage, understanding over blame, compassion over cruelty. One moment of that choice can outweigh years of unconscious giving. One breath of that choice can begin to rewrite your karma. One heartbeat of that choice can change not only your story, but the stories of those whose lives touch yours. Take that power seriously, honor it, use it well, and slowly, you will discover that the greatest treasure you can offer to the world is the peaceful, steady, compassionate heart you are building, one patient moment at a time.
Life gets noisy. Work, stress, expectations. Sometimes we lose touch with the quiet part of ourselves. Bracelet isn't just an accessory. It's a small reminder that you deserve peace. You deserve moments of stillness. You deserve to hold on to your inner balance. If one of these bracelets speaks to your heart, you'll find the purchase link in the description below. And even more auctions available on our channel's shop page. Pick home the one that feels right.